welcome back for Swatch With Me Sunday. Kiala here, and this week I am swatching this beautiful set that I got from Poems About You, and that's the company name, and it's Lena, I believe, is the woman who is sort of the spearhead, Lena, and these are, she calls them handmade professional grade watercolors. And she's someone who recreates historic palettes, which I love about that. I love a company that has like a thing that they do, something that makes them unique and special. And so I ordered this little set. It came really quickly, so thank you so much, Lena, for getting it to me so quickly. I had the option of getting it with a tin, with magnets. She had several options. And I really appreciated the options. So let's get into it. I love anything wrapped in tissue paper because this will show up in my oh, how cute is that? This will show up in my art journal somewhere along the way, including her sticker, because I like to do that as well. So again, this is my little Franklin Christoph Vagabond journal. And I am just going to pull that out. It makes it a little easier to work with. And if you remember last week we did green leaf and blueberry. So this week we are doing Poems About You. And just like I did on this page, I did like a little swatch of the colors on regular watercolor paper. I probably will do that as well and put that here. And so I'm going to start on this side for this. And bring out my little, let's just go ahead and write. Poems About You. Alright, so that is, this week I'm using my TWSBI Diamond 580 in, I don't know, teal maybe? I don't know what color they call this, but it's awesome. And the ink that I have in that, I think, is Emerald of Chivor. Emerald of Chivor. Okay, so every time, if you buy a set, oh, look at this. I already have a little watercolor paper that I can use. I love that. Thank you. Thank you, Lena, for that. If you buy a set, you get a free half pan. So this one is burnt umber, very dark, it says. And it's got a little thing on the bottom that says free gift. I love the packaging. Look at how cute that is. Just so simple, but also really pretty classy, elegant. I like that. Thank you. I like the natural elements, this little natural like hemp fiber almost, twine. And I did request a tin, and I'm pretty sure I requested magnets. Oh, I love that. So beautiful. Look at that. Yes, I'll be using that as well. Nothing in packaging, I pay attention to things and I use the packaging in my art. So I think, yeah, I can feel some magnets under there. So this set, I'm pretty sure this is the, let's see, let me verify that. Indigo, a violet, Titan buff, Cassel earth, titanium gray. I loved the name of that, by the way. And extra light ochre. Those are the colors we're working with today. I like when I get these little tins. I have tons of them from different companies. All the tins. And so I like when I get a little tin because sometimes I take the watercolors out and I'll put them in my big set. Sometimes I like to just leave them in their set. So it just depends on what I'm feeling in the moment. So this week, last week I used a, what did I use last week? Last week I used a number 10 American Journey round brush. And it's a pretty big brush, and so I thought I would use something a little smaller this week. And so I'm using a number 2. They call it a Chubby round, a number 2. And this is not a fancy brush. Like, this is probably something I got out of the kids section, honestly. But I love how easily it cleans off. I really like that. So, got my water here. And I am going to, I'm not going to make you watch me unravel all of these, but I do like to kind of show you how the packaging, so this one seems like it has some tape on it. So you peel off the tape, looks like artist tape. And I'm just going to put that on the side of my desk and save that for something. And so, yeah, those don't, they're not too difficult to do. Once you get the tape piece coming off of them, not too hard. So I think what I'll do here is I'll just say a few things about my watercolor journey while I unwrap these. So many of you know that I am a bookbinder. I make handmade journals and I teach other people how to make handmade journals. I have lots of classes in my online school where I show you how to make handmade journals. Well, eventually people started asking me, okay, I've made the journal, now what? And at first I was like, well, now you write in it. What else is there? I don't know. What else would you do? But then I realized what people were really asking me is, how can I make this journal special? How I've made this thing, I made this with my hands. It feels more special to me than a journal that I would just buy off the shelf of a bookstore or a office supply store or a Walmart or a Target, right? And so I started paying attention to what people were asking for. And so I was already on my own personal creative journey. So I thought, well, let me see what I can, you know, start to share. And so I started falling in love, reconnecting to and falling in love with watercolor. And so my journey is still very much the journey of a beginner. I am still learning watercolor. Definitely not an expert, but someone who really does appreciate a good watercolor. And I'm just looking for a pen. I think I'll use, I like to use something that is permanent when I do this. Okay. So I like to, you know, one of the things that is really important to me when I started my watercolor journey is that I could, you know, just play. Watercolor is so freeing. It really allows us to just play. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to start with the buff. So this is titanium buff. Ooh, I like how creamy that looks already. Oh yeah, that's a nice yummy color. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm going to drag that out just a little bit so I can see. I like to do a little bit of a drag out so I can see what it looks like when it's a little bit lighter. Then I think I'll go to the titanium gray, because why not? Now you know that I'm also looking at like how easily they clean off the brush and whether or not they, you know, oh, I can see a few granules in that. We'll see if it's, ooh, that's nice and opaque. Wowzer, I like it. That's pretty awesome. I like that. Where else? Let's go to extra light ochre. Extra light ochre. So I love the fluid nature of watercolors. I love that there is serendipity in them. You can't just, you can control them to some extent, I believe, if you really, really care about that. But I also believe that there is a beautiful serendipity to them, and that's one of the things I love. This color is Kaput, Northern maybe, Violet. I can't see that second word very well. Oh, that's an interesting color. Not what I thought it was going to look like. Huh. It's almost like a brownish red maybe? I don't know. Castle Earth. Ooh, that's an interesting color. Very, very interesting. Okay. That was the free gift, so I'm going to wait on that one. I'm going to do the Indigo next. Indigo is one of my favorite colors. Indigo and, ooh, look at that. It is gorgeous. I'm going to bring it up to the camera. Don't worry. That is stunning. Oh my gosh. I almost don't even want to put any extra water on it. But I'm going to just drag it out a little bit. Whoa, that is gorgeous. Wow. Like so much so that I'm going to pause and just bring that up to the camera. Look at that. That is gorgeous. So there are the colors so far. Those are all the ones that came in the set. And I'm pretty sure that the set I purchased was called, don't quote me, I'm looking, I think it was called Earth something? Subtle Earth maybe? Yeah, I think it was called Subtle Earth, but let me verify that. Yep, Subtle Earth. And it came with those 6 that you just, saw me swatch there. And then the free gift was this burnt umber, very dark, it says. Very dark is in the name of the paint. I didn't make that up. And it is beautiful brown, a beautiful earthy brown. Wowza. Loving it. Alright, so I like to swatch them, kind of let them dry, but I'm going to go ahead and put some, I'll put the words on it once they're dry so I don't mess up anything. So this is them as they're still kind of wet. And this is, again, is on Tomoe River paper for those of you new to Swatch With Me Sunday. This is my little Swatch With Me journal. I'm going to go ahead and go off camera for a second, swatch the same colors onto watercolor paper that I will then bring in on this side. Okay, so we'll let these dry and I'll meet you back here in a sec. Okay, lovelies, it's done. What a beautiful set. I am really happy with this set of watercolors from Poems About You. And I made my little swatch card here. You can see I got a little bit of the pen leaked into the extra light ochre, but I love it anyway. So these colors, this indigo is making me happy. Oh my gosh, it is so gorgeous. And the Castle Earth, I love that as well. And that titanium gray, I'm going to have some fun with that one as well. I love the sort of feathering that it did here. That's really beautiful. And I love how opaque this titanium buff can get. It can get really opaque, but it can also get really, really light. The same with the extra light ochre. Well, not as opaque as this, but look at the opacity of this indigo. Holy smokes. And that's just like a few swipes in the color and then straight to here. Like, whoa. Okay, so I'm digging that. In fact, I'm digging it so much that in my little notes I put a little heart to remind me how much I'm digging it. The extra light ochre is a little chalky. The Caput Mortem, I don't know how you say that, Caput Mortem Violet is a little bit gritty. You can kind of feel some of the grittiness in it. But all the others are super smooth. This indigo is like butter. Oh my gosh, so good. Love it. Alright y'all, that is that. I already got my tape on the back of this, so I'm just going to go ahead and stick that down. And some of you, because this series is still pretty new, I'm going to go ahead and explain. I'm using Tomoe River paper, and it is a very thin but sturdy Japanese paper, and it is fountain pen friendly. Fountain pen lovers, we love it. We use it because you can write fountain pen. You can write with your fountain pen on it. It doesn't bleed through it, and so it's kind of the same with watercolor. Like, it does not bleed through. There's a little bit of ghosting, but not even in terms of like being able to see the color. Just sort of the wrinkliness of it. But the colors don't necessarily go through on the other side, and so I could still write on this other side if I wanted to. And so the papers are really, really thin. Like, this little booklet, I think, probably has about 40 pages in it. But look at how thin it is, right? Because the papers are so thin. So I love making handmade journals with the Tomoe River paper. It requires a little bit of a delicate touch, but it's a beautiful paper and very much worth it. So I think I'll go up this way and lay that down. Just gonna put a little buffer between the two for a second here so I can rub that down. Make sure I get all my tape on there. And then I think I will just document that this was the Subtle Earth colors. I love the palette all as a collection. Such a beautiful, beautiful set of colors. So that's on watercolor paper and that's on Tomoe River. So there you have it, people. Another Swatch With Me Sunday. Thank you so much for watching. I will link below to where you can find these same watercolors. I think for the price they were really inexpensive for this, getting a set of 6 plus an additional little free gift. I can't say what your free gift would be. I imagine she probably gives what she has to give as a free gift. I didn't even know I was getting a free gift. I didn't read the fine print. So that was a happy surprise. All right, lovelies, until next week, I will see you back with another Swatch With Me Sunday. And next week, I will be doing a little bit of a giveaway because next week I will be swatching Aloha watercolors, and I have a beautiful little set to give away of, let me open a little tin, of 3 of her beautiful shimmering inks. So I will see you all next week for Swatch With Me Sunday, and stay tuned for the giveaway and what that's going to look like. And it'll come with a little handmade Tomoe River journal like the one you see me using here for Swatch With Me Sunday. And I might just throw in a fountain pen because I have a few extra newbie starter pins that I'd love to give away. So stay tuned for next week. I'll see you back here. Take good care.